The Holy Grail is the tool where you're likely to find the most possible data. There are 4 tabs at the top. There are filters on the left-hand side that you are able to extend and get more access to or show less. The box in the upper right-hand side of the screen are your aggregates. So depending on what you've chosen on the left, you'll be able to see that information aggregated for each golfer on the right, with the bottom of the screen showing you the logs. So let's start on strokes gained by tournament. If, for example, we wanted to see how every golfer has played at, let's see here, in strengths of field that are 600 or more, I would come down here and I would do 600 as the minimum. The maximum stays the same, and you'll see everything update. The aggregates on the right show that in 2022, which is the season we have chosen, Rory McIlroy has played 28 rounds in fields stronger than 600. These are his strokes gained results. He's number 1. So that's what the aggregates do. They put everything together. Now, below this are all the logs that you've chosen. And if I want to dive into Rory McIlroy, I can click on Rory McIlroy's name and see the 7 events that he has played in which those strength of fields have been over 600, right? 7 times 4, 28 rounds means he hasn't missed a cut in any of those events that we've chosen. You can see the results down below. You could also select multiple golfers. If you come into the golfer dropdown and you hold control or command on a Mac, you're able to select multiple options. So you could compare golfers against one another. That works for tournaments and courses as well. Basically anywhere on the website where you wanted to select multiple, if holding control is generally the place to do it, you can clear out these selections, and you can look at more filters for just rounds played on a specific tour, whether it was a cut event or not, whether it was a specific round, whether it was on a specific type of grass, so on and so forth. These options are all available to you. These are all by tournament. If you go to strokes gained by round, you'll see now we've got even more data because this is broken down on a round by round basis. So for example, if you wanted to see how Scotty Scheffler, how everybody in this field has played in round 1 over the course of the 2022 season, you could find that the best player in round 1, Rory McIlroy. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then you could click his name again and see this now just round 1 for the events that we've chosen or for the other criteria that we've chosen. The same applies for the fantasy data tab. This is much more in-depth and focused on fantasy, right? So you have DraftKings points gained, birdie streaks, bogey-free rounds, their own average ownership, average odds, average IPO, that's for jock market, average payout, average profit, right? So a bunch of fantasy games are available here, and it's the same thing. Aggregates in the upper right, logs down at the bottom, and then finally, the stats tab. This, I think, confuses the most people, so maybe I should designate this a little bit differently. This is PGA Tour season ranks. This is how they send the data, and there are just countless ways that you could look at this. I mean, you could go into see who has the best current streak without a 3-putt and find that it's Billy Horschel, right? I mean, it's just there's just a million different ways to do this. If you wanted to say approach the green from 125 or 100 to 125 out of the rough, that is available to you. I mean, there's just countless possibilities here. The only thing you need to know is that this is per season based on the PGA Tour. So it won't necessarily encompass the global tours like the rest of the database will, but it gives you a lot of different ways to slice it up. Very, very powerful, and gives you the ability to look at basically anything that you want.